We have a lot to discuss in today's video, as there's a lot of transfer news to discuss. Celtic have been poised to sign 4 players. We will, of course, cover this whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Brendan Rodgers has admitted he would have much preferred a short trip to Slovakia rather than a 7,000-mile round journey to Kazakhstan, but says Celtic will be ready for the challenge after Kairat's penalty shootout win over Slovan Bratislava. Slovan, familiar foes for Rodgers, and Celtic, after their Champions League meeting last season, missed out on a place in the Champions League playoff after Kairat edged the tie from the spot. That result means the Scottish champions face a 5-hour time difference and a gruelling travel schedule, with the first leg in Almaty next Tuesday evening, before a quick turnaround for a league match against Livingston and then the Glasgow derby. Rodgers told Celtic TV, "Of course, everyone would have preferred a shorter travelling distance, but they got through, they won the tie, so we'll play the first game of our 2 legs, and our objective is to get through. We can really analyse them now and be prepared for the first leg next week." The late kickoff in Kazakhstan means Celtic won't be finishing much before midnight local time, adding another layer to what is already a testing period in the early part of the season. However, Rodgers is backing his squad to manage the demands and secure a place in the group stages. There probably won't be any new faces in the squad. Celtic are able to add 2 players until the day before the first tie, but Rodgers hasn't hinted that Celtic are in the position to do that. Speaking last week, he said, "I really don't know. That's my honest answer. We just have to keep working to look to get the players in, and in the meantime, work with the players that are here to make them the best that they can be." Now for the main story, as Celtic are working on bringing in a winger, centre-back and a striker before the transfer window closes, sources have told Football Insider. Brendan Rodgers has publicly revealed that he is unhappy with the Hoops business so far, and sources say that he is targeting these 3 positions specifically. On Monday, Football Insider exclusively revealed that Celtic could make up to 4 more signings this summer if they reach the league phase of the Champions League. The Glasgow Giants will take on the winners of Slovan Bratislava or Kazakh side FC Kairat in the final round of qualifying and are strong favourites to advance. Celtic are desperate to bring in a winger during the latter stages of the window after a long-term injury to Jota, and the departure of Nicholas Kuhn left them short on the flanks. Kuhn made the switch to Italian side Como for a fee of around £17 million, taking away a large amount of the Hoops' attacking output. After 2 games of the new season, Celtic have a perfect record in the Scottish Premiership, beating St Mirren 1-0 before recording a 2-0 victory over Aberdeen. However, Rodgers is still eager to add another centre-back and striker, along with a winger, in order to bolster his squad further. Meanwhile, Celtic's chances of signing go-ahead Eagles winger Jacob Brum may have been scuppered by Rangers, sources have told Football Insider. Celtic have already seen 3 bids rejected for Brum, as go-ahead hold firm on their £5 million valuation, but the winger has left the door open to a possible transfer. However, the Dutch side could slam that door shut on any potential exit, particularly after they sold their other star winger Oliver Antman to Rangers on the 4th of August. Sources have told Football Insider that Antman's £3 million move to Rangers, as well as qualification for the Europa League group phase, leaves go-ahead Eagles in a position where they don't need to sell Brum at all this summer. In other news, Jack Grealish's loan move from Manchester City to Everton has sparked some outlandish claims, including a bizarre link to Celtic. The 29-year-old England international sealed a season-long switch to Goodison Park this week, with The Athletic reporting that the deal includes a £50 million buy option. Crucially, Everton are said to be covering 75% of his £300,000 a week wages, with the possibility of a loan fee on top. The same report insists that while Celtic were mentioned as having an interest, Grealish never seriously considered a move to Scotland. Given the staggering salary figures involved, that should come as no surprise to anyone in the stands at Parkhead. Even before factoring in a potential transfer fee, the wage package alone would make such a move completely unworkable for any Scottish club. To put it into context, the numbers being paid by Everton would dwarf Celtic's highest earners several times over. Jack Grealish was a teammate of Callum McGregor over a decade ago. The Celtic skipper revealed that the pair were on contact for a bit after their time at Notts County ended. "We did for a spell, actually, but he's too busy now. We're both busy." I saw him in America and it was good to see him there and catch up with him briefly, but football's so busy sometimes that people just drift apart a wee bit. We loved our time there, it was brilliant as they gave us the license to go and play and we really enjoyed it. While it's common during transfer season for names to be thrown into the rumour mill, this one feels especially far-fetched. Grealish's focus now turns to reigniting his career in the Premier League, while Celtic's recruitment drive continues in more realistic territory. In other news, UEFA have confirmed the kick-off times for Celtic's Champions League playoff tie against Kairat Almaty, with the second leg in Kazakhstan set for a late finish. The first leg will be played at Celtic Park on Wednesday, the 20th of August, with an 8 p.m. start under the lights in Glasgow. A week later, Brendan Rodgers' side will make the 7,000-mile round trip to Almaty for the decisive clash. That second leg is scheduled for Tuesday, the 26th of August, kicking off at 5:45 p.m. BST, which is 9:45 p.m. local time. With the match likely to run close to midnight in Kazakhstan, Celtic's players face a late-night challenge before making the long journey back to Scotland. The scheduling piles on the difficulty for the Hoops, who will have just days to recover before the first Glasgow derby of the season. Rodgers' men also have a league fixture against Livingston between the two European ties, adding to an already congested and demanding spell. Late-night kickoffs in Central Asia are nothing new for Celtic, who have made the trip to Kazakhstan before in European competition. However, with Champions League group stage football on the line and a derby on the horizon, this will be one of the most testing weeks of the season for the Scottish champions. But James Forrest isn't willing to give his teammates any excuses. He told Celtic News, "With Celtic, we've always adjusted time zones, and with Scotland, we've stayed on UK time. It's not really for us players to worry about. We have loads of really good staff who'll always keep the players right and give them the best chance to feel good for the games." We talk about potentially going to Kazakhstan, but with Celtic, we've been there a few times. We know it could be a difficult game. We have a lot of international boys in our team who do a lot of travelling, and they know what it's like as well, so it's never an excuse. I've never heard anyone say that for not going through a tie or anything like that. Lastly, the damaged Celtic Park banners that have been missing for months are finally set to be replaced, according to an update from the club's supporter liaison officer. Storm Arwen tore through Glasgow back in January, causing visible damage to the large banners draped around the outside of the stadium. Some were removed immediately due to safety concerns, while others have been left hanging. Now, nearly 8 months on, the SLO has confirmed that the remainder of the banners are due to be removed to be replaced by new ones, and explained the delay. It was held up a bit due to other external works taking place over the summer. While this isn't the most pressing matter on Celtic's to-do list, the prolonged absence has been a source of mild frustration among some supporters. With other issues around the club's operations and matchday experience already sparking debate, even smaller matters like this tend to draw more attention than they otherwise might. The main frustration this summer has been the transfer window. Despite the 7 signings, many are unhappy with the lack of additions on the wings. It's been a month since Nicholas Kuhn left, and there's no sign of a replacement, with Kyogo, who left in January, still to be replaced. Speaking last week, Rodgers admitted nothing was imminent. "There's no news. No, I've got nothing new for you." Fans will be hopeful that he can sound more positive when he faces the press before the Falkirk game. What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.